Hey there, Duck fans. I'm back once again. It's Tuesday for me, and we had a pretty exciting Monday. At least if you like recruiting and transfer commits, let's get right into that. Of course, the day started with running back Jay Harris, a transfer from Northwestern Missouri State. Looks about 6'2", 215 ish. Going to be a really good back for Oregon. I know there's a lot of mouths to feed back there in the backfield, but almost kind of like quarterback, you're only a play away if you're a running back because those guys take a lot of hits. Do a lot of blocking, a lot of things, a lot of wear and tear on the body. So for a guy like Jay Harris, you come in, and if you needed him for an entire game, you'd feel really good about that situation. I think if you're Oregon, nice pickup there, just a quality addition. Of course, the Ducks went offensive line after that and were able to get Matthew Bedford. He is transferring from Indiana, had already committed to Colorado, but did end up taking a visit to Oregon this past weekend and deciding to switch his commitment from Colorado to Oregon. Buffalo fans are certainly not happy about that, but Oregon fans are plenty happy. Gotta love a guy like Bedford. I know Caden Green, which I'll talk about in a minute, was kind of the big name in the offensive line, but Bedford, probably comes in the spring a little bit more polished, ready, a better player today than Caden Green. Doesn't mean Caden Green won't be a great player in 2 years, 3 years, won't have a great career where he obviously ended up committing to Missouri. But right now, for what Oregon needs ready to roll, I think Matt Bedford fits there for kind of a day one purposes, not to mention his versatility. At the moment, Walter Nolen, the defensive lineman that I know everybody wants, is trending to Ole Miss. I've got my prediction in for Ole Miss. I know Pete Nakos with On3 also has his prediction to Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's doing a terrific job in the transfer portal right now. It looks like Walter Nolan's going to be another addition. Might even be a commitment by the time this video airs. Who knows? It's busy. It's crazy out there. Right now, I think the one big surprise that I'm tracking, it's being talked about a little bit here and there, but Jeremiah McCellan, wide receiver, committed to Ohio State. Oregon recruited him all spring, had him on campus multiple times. It looked like it was Oregon versus Ohio State at the end, with the Buckeyes winning out. Ducks never gave up. McClellan ended up on campus again. Here we are just a day before signing day, and that looks like, if we're looking for a Dan Lanning special, a Dan Lanning surprise, that's probably your safe bet right now for at least one to watch, if you will. I'm not saying he will flip for sure, but there's certainly a lot of smoke there. Last two things that I'll touch on here: defensive line. We know Dan Lanning loves to recruit the position. Jericho Johnson, a four-star defensive lineman, high school prep, is expected to make his commitment. There's talk about USC, talk about Utah, Washington, but I think Oregon has been the team to beat and is still the team to beat. So the Ducks look pretty good for Johnson. Probably going to end up being an addition to this 2024 class. And even though Oregon may not get Walter Nolen, things are looking pretty good for Michigan State transfer Derrick Harmon. Harmon is about 6'5", 350 pounds, so he's certainly got some beef to fill in the middle of that defensive line. I think the Ducks are the team to beat there. He could commit by signing day. Might take a couple weeks. Transfers can be on a little bit different timeline than prep recruits can. So, but nonetheless, those look like two big potential additions to the defensive line. Obviously, the three additions on Monday, and Oregon is certainly still not done, as we know, as the saying goes, not finished yet. Oregon will probably add some more pieces in the next 24 hours. So stay tuned, and thanks for supporting ScoopDuck.